How the hell did I get my motorcycle license? Stay tuned. Yo, Dark Visor here. In this video I will talk about how I got my motorcycle license. I will basically have like a story time thing. I'm gonna tell you about my driver's license test for my motorcycle license. How it went and what I did. Yeah, it's funny. Okay, so when you take a motorcycle license, you first do the riding stuff. When I did my motorcycle license test, the test is divided into different sections. The first one being where you go around those cones like really slowly. I have heard that they have removed it now, so you don't do the cone. You do the cone, but you go like this and then you stop, and then you go like this and then you stop, then you turn around. But when I did it, you have to go through these really narrow cones. I'm gonna show you a picture here, like these cones, and you have to go in really slow, and then you're gonna turn around and then you go back. So that was the first test, and I pulled it off, of course. I think I put my feet down like once. You're not supposed to do that, but then the instructor told me like, okay, let's do it one more time. So I did one more time, and then I didn't put my feet down, so I passed it. And then the second part is where you, I don't know what's it called, but you ride like 50 and 70 kilometers per hour through some cones, and then you're supposed to avoid an object, and then go through some cones again, turn around, and then go back. So I may have pulled that off, of course. I was successful, yes. Okay, and then you have to do this, you go up to 70 kilometers per hour, and then you're supposed to brake as good as you can, you know, like I told you in this video. You go up to 70 and then you pull in your brakes and stop as good as you can on a safe way within a certain distance. And then I did that, and then I failed actually. So bye bye. So then I had to go home and do some more practicing, and then I redid my test like a month later or so. And so I did all those parts again, and then I cleared it. I got them all right. Then I was supposed to, then after that, to ride in traffic, and they be riding behind you, observing you. They only give you instructions in the comm radio, like, okay, turn left here, turn right, go there. You can't talk back to them because they don't have the microphone to talk back. They can talk to you. So we started off. It was going pretty smooth, pretty good. So during my license test, he rode behind me, and then we went on one of these roads, and I literally was riding this fast on those roads, like 30 kilometers per hour. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna crash. So I was really nervous and really scared. So at that point, after a while, he said to me in the intercom, you know, like, pull over to the side here. So then we stopped alongside the road. At this point I thought like, oh shit, I failed my test again for the second time, but on the other part. Okay, so he pulled me aside the road, and then he came up to me and he asked me, how fast were you going? 30 kilometers per hour, sir? Yeah, well, how fast are you supposed to ride on these types of roads? What's the speed limit? 70 kilometers per hour, sir? Yeah, so why are you going 30? Haven't you been running on these types of road before with your instructor? No, sir. Well, keep going. You have to ride faster than 30. Yes, sir. And he was surprised that my instructor haven't taken me on these types of roads before. I didn't know how fast you can ride, how the grip on the motorcycle works. For you who have seen my videos now, you know how fast I can go on. So there is no problem now. But back then, I didn't know, you know, my limits and how everything worked. Here's the thing. They don't say to you during the test if you fail it or if you clear the test. They say it when you come back from the whole session. So at that point I speeded up to like 50 or 60. And he didn't say anything about that, so I guess I passed that part. After we have been riding for a while, we came up to one of these roundabouts, and you know, there was some traffic, so I had to put in the first gear, slow down like this, and then when I was going to ride away, I stalled my bike. And at this point my mind was just, okay, first I did 30 on a 70 road where he pulled me over. They're not supposed to pull you over, they're supposed to have no contact with you at all. So first he pulled me over for doing 30 on a 70 road, and now I have stalled my motorcycle in one of these roundabouts. So at that point in my in my brain I was like, okay, I failed my first driver license test and now I made these mistakes on my second time doing the test. So in my mind I was like, okay, I have failed my test now, but I paid for the full hour or what you call it. So in my mind I was thinking of the rest of the driver license test as just another motorcycle license lesson basically. So I was like, yeah, fuck this, I'm just gonna ride like I'm just going with my instructor behind me, going in traffic and doing whatever. So yeah, I was just riding around, relaxing, you know, doing my thing, considering the rest of the driver's license test as just another lesson, because I had paid for it, you know. So I pulled back to my driver license school, and then he came up to me and then he said, congratulations, you passed your driver license test. And I was like, what? Are you sure? No, but I was like, yeah, okay, thanks. Because in my mind I failed my first driver's license test on the 70-90 kilometers per hour braking part, because I was too chicken with the brakes. And then on my second test, you know, first I was driving too slow on these sand roads. I stalled the bike in a roundabout. So in my mind I thought that I have already, you know, failed the test. So then I started to relax a bit, you know, and just don't really think about it and just went with it, you know. But that actually, I think that might have saved me, because you are allowed to make some minor mistakes. I mean, if you stall your bike, I mean, that happens to me all the time, even now when I do have my driver's license test. I've been riding for some years, so that happens to everyone. So that if you do that on your driver's license test, you shouldn't really be like, oh, I failed. You shouldn't mind too much about that. And you know, the whole riding too slow on the country road part of, sure, but that isn't something they fail you for, I guess. My tip for you out there is, when you do take your driver's license test, try to relax a bit and don't think too much about it. If you have any similar stories when you took your driver's license test for your motorcycle, please share them with me in the comment section. And if you're about to take your motorcycle license test, try to remember what I told you in this video, and it might help you. One of my subscribers, or at least I think he is a subscriber, he was about to take his driver's license test, and he asked me for some advice, and I gave him some advice. And at the end of my advice I told him, like, I'm psychic, I can predict the future, and I'm telling you right now that you're gonna pass the test. So now that you know that, relax, because you're gonna pass it. So don't think too much about it. And he was like, yeah, okay, thank you. And then like 2 weeks after, or 1 month after, he came back to me and he said like, yeah, I passed my license test. And I was like, yeah, I told you so. It's all about you know, what kind of mindset you have. Like, if you don't think too much about it, you're probably going to pass the test. And I think that lesson or that advice will help you with other things in life as well, such as getting a job or whatever it can be. Relax, trust in yourself. Thank you all for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. See you next week.